Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back. This is Greg, your co-host of the Grilling to Get Away podcast. Hey, we appreciate that you're here. This week is a pretty cool episode. We talk about smoked gator. A few weekends ago, we had the opportunity to be out at Rosman's True Value Hardware in Muskego, Wisconsin, and Joe there was cooking up a gator. And so we asked a lot of questions. We were curious because we had never done that before either, so it was new to us. And we wanted to bring what we learned back to you all, and just know we're not the experts. These are just things that we asked, and we figured that if we're asking these questions, maybe you have some questions as well. So we just put together a quick podcast on what we learned and some other things. So we hope you enjoy this one. Just a reminder too, if you're listening and you're in the Milwaukee area. Me and Ben are going to be out at Explorium Brew Pub in Milwaukee on Saturday, and that is the 29th, I believe so, or that's the 28th, sorry, it's the 28th of May, and we're going to be out at Meat Fest, and Meat Fest is a fundraiser barbecue competition. We're going to be cooking up some meats. You'll be able to buy some tickets and taste what some of the teams are doing. We'll have a few teams there, and then you'll also get to vote. You can vote for your favorite one, and the winner takes home a prize. But yeah, it's all for a good cause. A new nonprofit organization called Heart Head, which focuses on mental health and getting access to mental health care for those that might not be able to afford it. So we're happy to be out there. Again, if you're in the Milwaukee area, come visit us over at Explorium Brew Pub in Milwaukee. And that is on the 28th of May, so coming up here in a few days. So, again, we appreciate you all. If you're listening somewhere and you like the podcast, feel free to leave us a review. Right now, you can. It's pretty simple. Just do it while you're listening. We would really appreciate it as we continue to reach new audiences and get the word out there. But here you go. Here's a fun one for you. We're talking smoked gator. Thanks. Oftentimes, life is demanding, stressful, and just won't stop. When needing to take a break, we like to light up the charcoal and crack open a cold one. The Grilling to Get Away podcast is an ongoing conversation about all things barbecue and grilling, from our backyard to yours. So if you sometimes don't know what the heck you're doing, if you like to learn, and if you don't take yourself too seriously, you're in the right spot. Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host to the Grilling to Get Away podcast, and I'm here with my buddy.
Good morning, everybody. This is Ben.
Ben, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. And you mentioned good morning. We're doing something a little different this time. We're recording the podcast in the AM and not the PM.
Yep. This is a little bit different. So to start off, we're not sharing beers this morning.
We figured that walking into the gas station at 8 o'clock in the morning to grab some beers probably wasn't a good idea for Ben. He's a family man.
People know
talk.
me in the area. Yeah.
People talk.
Yeah, right.
So we're not cracking one open today, but that's okay.
We're sharing coffee with you today.
A little bit of coffee. So. If you like that kind of stuff. But yeah, so no beers today. Maybe a little bit later on this afternoon.
For sure, later on this afternoon. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, this one I'm kind of excited about.
Very excited. Yeah.
New territory for us. This was the first time. We're going to be talking about smoked gator.
Smoking an alligator.
Yeah.
It was quite an adventure. First, I've had alligator before, Greg. As on a family trip to Florida once, but
okay.
Never like this. So it's something very unique. And awesome. It was cool to try. It was cool to be a part of, to see it being done and stuff. So
yeah. So before we jump into that, what did you cook the past week?
I'm gonna be honest, I got out a lot.
Oh well, now you're, no full-time job except for this. So now you're just getting out, busting out the grill, and okay.
Yeah.
What'd you cook up?
It was good. I'd say the top thing, top one on the list, we did. I'm trying to think, man, what else did we do? We did shish kebabs. We did some steak tacos, and then also did some country style ribs.
Okay.
With some baked beans in there too. So all in kind of one tin. So pork and beans, Greg.
Pork and beans. You're all over the place, huh?
I was, man. I was. Like I said, it was newfound freedom, and I took advantage. I had more time to prep, and I felt good about it. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah, just went all in. You know what I mean? So dove head first.
Okay.
Jumped off the deep end.
Which one was your favorite?
Oh man, they're all so different. All very different cuts of meat. Went with kind of some steak products first, and then switched it up to the pork.
Okay.
And I'd say it's tough to say which one was my favorite because they were all good.
Mm-hmm.
They all hit the spot right at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd say probably did the pork and beans most recently. So that one was good. It was a good cook. I switched it up. I went with kind of some non-traditional beans, which was fun. Added some different flavors and tried some new things out. So it was a good time. Had the kids involved. So
okay.
Yeah, that was fun, man. What about you? What did you get out?
Yes.
First off, whoa.
What?
Let's ask the question. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to know, man. Did you do the roast yet?
No, man.
You done.
The
Still seasoned in the fridge.
The roast is dead. It's dead right now. Okay.
Come on, man.
No, I didn't get a chance to do the roast. That's on a permanent pause for right now.
Okay.
But I did get a chance to get out and we did some hot dogs. My son bought his smoker.
Yeah.
A few weeks back, and I asked him because we were out at that event doing the Gator.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, you want to cook the dinner tonight?" He's like, "Yes, I do." So we did some hot dogs
nice.
on his grill and smoker.
So that sounds like he did the work.
He did most of the work, and isn't that the plan? Is teach them so they. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Well, he did the hot dogs Saturday night, and then Sunday, I think it was, we did some burgers and some turkey burgers. And first time in a long time that I did some turkey burgers. So I got some ground turkey from the store.
What store? Just like a generic, general grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were over at the old Piggly Wiggly. And
it was on sale, wasn't it?
It was cheaper than the other stuff. So
okay, that's fair. It's a fair answer.
Yeah, and I wanted to try it out, do some turkey burgers. It's a lot different consistency than beef. It doesn't hold together quite as well when you put it on there. So did have a little bit of challenge with it falling apart a little bit initially.
Yeah. Okay.
But after I got it cooked up a little bit, they turned out a little bit better. So I'll probably go back to the drawing board with the turkey burgers and see if I can do something different next time. But
by drawing board, you mean toss it to the side or start over?
Start over.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll try something different next time. Maybe figure out some way to keep it together a little bit better.
Sure. Okay. Well, we look forward to hearing about that again.
It'll probably be a while too. Yeah. Put it right behind the roast.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good, man.
Yeah. But no, we kept it simple. We're very heavily into baseball, soccer season. So every night of the week and every weekend day we're out. So it's hard to plan like an all day cook or something like that.
It sure is. Yeah.
But that's the way it goes sometimes. You gotta take those with the free time that you get maybe later on in the winter and stuff. So
yeah, I hear you. It was we're kind of getting in that same thing where it's like I was talking to my wife about talking about doing like pulled pork or something like a nice longer cook, and she's like, well, why don't you start it on Friday? I'm like, oh, we had the daddy-daughter dance Friday night. She's like, okay, well, what about Saturday? Well, both kids have soccer games. She's like, oh, Sunday. So, oh, kids got a soccer game at 3, like right in the middle of that afternoon. It's like the prime time, Greg. You can't. So yeah, man, you kind of you sneak some stuff in when you can, and you make it work. So good. I'm glad you were able to get out and again, even try something a little bit different outside your norm, which is good for you. So.
No, I appreciate the sport.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into this. This episode, we're talking about smoking a gator. This was new to us. We got invited to one of our retail partners, Rosman True Value, out there in Muskego, Wisconsin. They had us out there last weekend for Traeger Days, which there's a big kickoff to grilling season. We like to grill all year long, but we know some people like to just do it kind of when the weather warms up. So Rosman True Value had a nice little event going on where they were doing some demoing of the Traeger, some of the new Webers that they got in, and then also the pizza
fire grill, yeah,
which was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we got to experience the smoked gator, So we'll share a little bit about what we learned while we were there. We weren't doing it, but we were there, just kind of observing and checking out. And then obviously we got to taste test it. So
yeah, we were there with a Weber handing out. We had
our charcoal Weber
chicken samples. So we kept it simple, nothing too crazy.
We like to keep it simple.
Yep. So want to thank Joe and Brandon for having us out. It was an awesome event. They sold some grills, had some great deals going and stuff, and looking forward to the next one. So.
No, definitely. It was a great time being out there for a little bit, seeing how those guys do that, and then talking with some of the people that came out to sample. So that was awesome.
Absolutely, and they've got a great selection on grills out there too. So they know what they're doing, know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Good guys. Stop in if you have any questions. We highly recommend it. They'll help you out.
Yep. And again, that's Rosman True Value out there in Muskego, Wisconsin. All right, man. So we got there and we talked a lot about how did they get the gator, right?
Yeah,
so, if you aren't familiar with Wisconsin, alligators don't really run around here too much. So
we don't have them just in the backyard.
Yeah. So we kind of asked him like, hey, Joe, like, how'd you get this thing? Where did you get it from? And what did he say? He said that
so he went through kind of his network, he said. So they do a lot kind of down in the St. Louis area. He goes to a lot of, I think, events down there, and he reached out to kind of his main person in St. Louis and was like, hey, we got this event coming up. This is kind of what I want to do. I really, he told me, I've been thinking about doing a gator for like 2 years. It's been on my mind.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you know what, we're doing it. We're making it happen, which, hey, good for you. That's awesome. So, I reached out to his network in St. Louis, and then I think she just kind of spread the word to some other people and just kind of opened it up. Mm-hmm. And they got a lot of great recommendations. He went through one company that seemed to kind of be kind of get the most hits, where people were, hey, check these people out, go here, go here, go here. And so man, they apparently it's normal down in the South. I think this gator was from Louisiana.
I think he said Louisiana. There's an online business that you can go through. We can just order a gator. And
you can pick the size. You can pick whether it has like the head and the feet on there, which this one did. But yeah, I mean, they pretty much, they had it set to go for them. They skin it, and then, they ship it with a bunch of, like dry ice.
Yeah.
And
I think he had to give them a date time frame, right? So
yeah, right.
When do you plan on cooking this thing? Mm-hmm. So that's when they know how to ship it out to you.
Yeah,
so
but you can order them now for like August and stuff. He said, just pre-order, and that way, tell them when you need it by, and they'll get it to you. So
they'll ship it to you close to that date. Yeah. So you're not gonna be holding on to this thing for a while.
Right.
They're gonna get it to you, kind of right before, and then you let it thaw. I think a little bit.
Yeah. I think he said like 2 days. He had to let it kind of thaw, or put it in the fridge and stuff. Kind of.
Now, how big? This was like a 6 pound. Like, how big was this one?
What did he say? It was like 2 feet.
2 feet?
About 2 feet?
Yeah, a smaller one. 2
or 3 feet. No, it was like 2.5, 2.5.
Yeah.
No, it was, I think, 6 or 8 pounds.
Okay.
It was decent size. So yeah, I mean, I would say if you're looking, maybe if you have a kid who's a senior graduating next year, looking to something interesting for the grad party next year.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you can order it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So plan it out and get ready for that. But it sounds like he did his homework, kind of knew what he wanted and jumped all in, which is cool again. So check it out. There's definitely plenty of stores down South Florida, Louisiana, like we said. Mm-hmm. I'd imagine, Georgia too.
Yeah.
Where you can go in and place your orders.
Yeah.
And again, they'll ship it to you and
send you directions too. I think they said let it thaw out for a few days and then you're ready to go.
Yeah.
So then he reached out to us and asked, hey, what would you recommend we put on this thing?
Yeah. Which was awesome. Never thought. I guess that's a new outlet for us, or a new promo.
Smoking gators.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good, so I had to think a little bit about it. I was like, well, usually you're finding gators in the South, and what it's in the South, usually got more Cajun type of flavors. So I had to think about what did we have that we could probably mix together to make sort of like the Cajun type of flavor. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of spice obviously that goes into that. And so what I recommended and what he ended up doing was he took a bottle of our garlic habanero hot sauce.
Hot brass.
And then he mixed in our Fire in the Hole spicy seasoning and our garlic seasoning ground pounder. So he mixed all those things together and made like a paste. Yeah. And then he lathered that thing on and let it brine overnight. And depending on the size of the Gator, what I've read is that you can brine it up to 24 hours. So usually you're putting it in like water and like filling a cooler or whatever with some ice. Putting your rubs and seasonings on it. Letting it soak in overnight, up to 24 hours before you put it on the smoker.
Yeah, almost similar to like a chicken in that way too, right?
Yeah,
kind of similar size. And we'll kind of get a little bit further into this with, temp and all that too. But, yeah, I mean, it had great color to it. Yeah. It did, it looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he did a good job with the mixture and stuff. And just rubbed it down, kept it simple. Again, nothing. He wasn't trying to do anything too crazy, it seemed like. Yeah, just wanted to have a good time. And man, it was awesome. Yeah, we had tons of people coming up, looking at it, asking questions about it and stuff. And
yeah, it was definitely like, if you're looking to attract a crowd, open up the smoker and you got an alligator in there with its head still attached,
and the feet.
And then what did he have inside the mouth of the gator?
He put a little Cornish game hen. So he opened up the mouth a bit there and put a Cornish game hen and cooked that right in there too.
Yeah,
so.
And I think he seasoned that one with our pop smoke.
Okay,
great on poultry. But yeah, so it was definitely a nice display, when you open it up and you looked at it, great color from, the seasonings and stuff. And then also, you got this, gator head with a chicken or a hen in its mouth, which is awesome for pictures. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. People kept coming up and like, oh, is that a dinosaur? And then they didn't know what was in the mouth either.
Yeah,
so it was, no, it was cool. It really was. They did an awesome job. I can't say it enough.
Right. Yeah. One thing we learned though from Joe is that the gator's teeth are still sharp. So you got to be careful if you are, opening that mouth up. Like, be careful. Yep. You're still gonna get cut. You're gonna get bit because the teeth are pretty sharp still. So don't cut yourself.
Nice. It's a Gator tip from Greg.
Yep. Thank you. Yep.
Just an expert of all areas.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, learn by other people's mistakes.
This one we definitely did. Yeah, we sat back and we got to enjoy that one, so that was cool.
But okay, so then he put it on the Traeger. We're Weber guys. We don't usually dabble in the Traegers, but we were there to help with demos and stuff like that. And it was awesome to see them use the pellet smoker to smoke this thing. So I think he said he had it about 250.
Yeah, he cooked it a little bit longer. I think he had it going for about like 5-6 hours.
Yeah,
he might have even had it a little bit lower than that, like 200, 225 ish.
I think because they were as a demo, so they kept opening up the. So they wanted to make sure like it wasn't going to dry out or anything.
Right.
So it was real low.
Yeah, I don't think he spritzed it all throughout either. So like I said, he kept it nice and low. The meat wasn't dry at all, but yeah, for that kind of a cook and stuff for again. With it being a demo, opening up the lid quite a bit like that and stuff, allowing people to come and look.
Yeah.
They kept it nice and low, but so it could continue to cook and have it out there most of the day.
Yeah, that's right. But traditionally, like if you're not doing a demo, if you're just gonna cook it, 250, 275.
Yeah, about 4 hours?
Yeah,
depending on how big it is, obviously.
Depending on how big.
But yeah, you're really looking for that 165 internal temp. So we kind of like to talk about, sometimes we try and go for time, but really, I mean, if you're going to do it probably the best way is, cook for temp, not time. So
yeah. So very similar to poultry again, you're looking for 165. And I think again, like we're not experts in this. I think I read the best place to take the temp is in the tail.
Okay.
So like if you're
kind of meatier part of the tail.
Yeah, the meatier part of the tail. And I also read that because the alligator has a lot of muscles in the tails. Like you want to make sure maybe you take some of those muscles out. I think they look more like fat caps because they're like white down the back. Now you can Google this and look this up, but this is what I've seen and read is that you want to take those out because it tends to be more the fishier part of the so if you keep that in there, it's gonna give the Gator a little bit more fishy taste.
Mm-hmm.
But most people take those out from what I understand.
I thought too, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Joe said that you kind of had the option.
Yeah.
You did have options as to, if they just sent you literally just the Gator and then you skinned it yourself. I mean, versus, them skinning it, taking the head off or the feet off, or, kind of pulling those muscles out like you talked about. I'm pretty sure he had them taken out, right?
Yeah, it looked like when we looked at it, it looked like there was, some little gaps in there that looks like they took them out for him. So, again, that's a good point. Like, I think you could just order it to what you need and just, for general understanding, know that there's some muscles in the tail that you might want to have taken out, because otherwise you're going to get a more fishy taste to, the Gator.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's where, kind of doing a little bit of your homework and research up front helps out a little bit with these types of things. Otherwise, you might end up with just a Gator. Yeah. And what am I going to do with this now? So, it's, if you want to go that route, which, hey, we support it, please. Yeah. If you end up doing anything cool like that, let us know. We'd love to hear about it, post it, talk about it, or, even if you have questions, we might not know, but we'll help you in any way we can.
Yeah.
But, definitely kind of look into it a little bit beforehand, because it can definitely push your cook one way or the other and kind of change up that flavor for you too.
Yeah. And speaking of flavor, do you remember what type of pellets he was using?
I think he just went generic, kind of that generic like oak, like hardwood type.
Okay. I know on some of the other ones they were using like the competition blend, or as kind of a combination of but I wasn't quite sure what type of smoke. And that's a great question. Like, we'll probably get like, hey, what type of smoke would you recommend? I'm not quite sure. I mean, if it's more like a chicken flavor and kind of the texture as well, you might want to go with a lighter type of smoke. So, but I don't know. I'm not the expert in that. Should I throw the Google out there and see what it says? I
would say like, I'd probably go like mesquite, if, especially depending on the flavors that you're looking to get out of there and stuff. That's probably what I would go with. But yeah, I mean, I think, what would you find, Greg? Let
me see. Let's see. Oh man, looking at the old Google here. Let's see what it brings up here.
I really don't think you can go too wrong with anything. Yeah, like you said, kind of lighter. Mm-hmm. I definitely could see going with like maybe like a hickory too.
Yeah, this one of the first ones that came up here, it said smoke over cypress wood.
Okay, well, we don't have much.
We're probably not going to find much of that here.
But that makes sense though, doesn't it? Like that's awesome. That probably would be really good.
Yeah. So let me see if I can find a different one here. Let's see.
Now, Greg, if you were doing this kind of yourself, right, would you spritz it at all throughout? Man,
that's a good question. I don't know if I would.
I don't feel like it really needed it, Greg. He didn't wrap it at all. It was nice. It was tender. It was juicy still. I didn't think it was dried out or anything like that. So, no, I don't, I really don't think I would either. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you did, I don't know. Maybe like a beer spritz or something like that.
Possibly, depending on what, I'm not really finding too much else recommendations for Gator. So I would probably, I'd probably stick to the poultry, see what, what you might traditionally use for, chicken or something like that, what you're doing at home. And again, you're finding more of the lighter flavors, the oak, the peach, pecan.
Yeah.
I'm a big pecan fan,
sure are.
So I'm just going to probably roll with that one anyways.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's fair.
But if you do happen to have some cypress wood, go ahead and use that, because that's what one of the ones we saw that was actually recommended. So,
nice.
Okay, so then they pulled it off after everybody got a bunch of pictures with it. Mm-hmm. It was definitely done. 165, pulled it off, let it rest for a little bit because it's hot. It's still hot.
It was definitely still hot, yeah. And I know the one thing too, before he dove in to start cutting, it's like, well, is this like bones or is this cartilage? Like, is it, And I mean, you dove in with a knife, Greg, and what'd you
I'm
find?
not afraid to dive in and start cutting stuff up.
No,
so
if you see Greg with a knife, kind of maybe take a step back and pull out your camera.
Yeah, it was my first time. And obviously this wasn't our cook, so I wasn't actually preparing to actually cut it open. So
Joe just kind of backed off and was like,
Well, yeah, I mean, so I dove right in there, and I think everybody was probably the first time doing it. So I was like, well, it's probably got a spine. So we found
right
the spine.
the
We found the spine and then started cutting down.
Yep.
It's almost like a loin. So you got the two sides of the spine. You want to cut down that one, and then
a lot of meat there.
A lot of meat there. Take it off.
Mm-hmm.
In the tail, there's a little bit more cartilage, kind of like small bones that you might find, like if you're doing like a fish or something like that. So just be aware of that as you're cutting it. But then basically what you can do is just take that out, take all the meat off as you can, and how we did it was we just grabbed it with our fingers, right, and started tasting it.
Just kind of pulled it too.
Right.
I mean, almost like once you kind of got in there, it seemed like that whole chunk just kind of pulled off.
Yeah.
It was well cooked, pretty tender, easy to cut. It seemed like for the most part. And just once you kind of it just kind of pulled right off that vertebrae. And
Yep. And there was two types of texture I found when I was looking at it. So one was more chicken-like with the texture and kind of the consistency of it. And then the other was more fish-like, right?
Yeah.
Like almost like a lobster, almost type of kind of consistency, where it's a little bit more lighter.
Mm-hmm. Had that opaque color to it.
Yeah. So almost like a double type of meat there. But seasoned well. It had a good, nice bark on it because it had been smoking for a while. So the skin was a little crispy, or the top part was a little crispy, and then the bottom was nice and tender. So I think we both had a couple pieces there. Real good flavor with the spices, man. It was a nice little kick to it, but nothing too hot.
Didn't dip it at all either.
No,
I mean, they had asked if should we get some sauce out? I was like, let's just try and see.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody dipped it at all. I think everyone just kind of ate it like that.
Grabbed a piece. And what doing some more research after we got done with this was I saw a lot of people that like will chop it up. So you take the meat and then you chop it up kind of a little bit finer, but still a little coarse.
Okay.
And you throw down some buns, like a hot dog bun or like a hoagie bun.
Yeah.
And then you
Gator Sammy.
Yeah, Gator sandwich.
Yeah.
And then you put a little barbecue sauce on it.
Okay.
Like that. So I've seen some people eat it like that. Otherwise, you're looking at maybe more traditional sides to eat with it. You got your corn on the cob, maybe some of your crawfish or whatever.
And so with that too, Greg, what would you describe the taste like?
It's more like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah, it's more chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah. Not quite, but it's probably the most comparable for what I would say.
Yeah.
That it tasted like.
Yeah. No, I would agree. It was, you had a bunch of people walking up and they, some of them might have been joking.
Yeah.
But it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
But no, it definitely
did.
It did. And it resembled that. But it was definitely, I'd say that it tastes like that. But I think I had kind of one of the more fishy parts.
Okay.
Kind of, that lobster type texture that you were talking about. And still, I mean, it's like you were kind of eating fish, but it tasted like chicken. Yeah. Just kind of, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Good time. Pull it off, and then you got some great pictures, Joe's an artist with, creating, a great photo. So, no, it looked good. I didn't get a chance to taste the Cornish game head, did you?
No, I don't even, I honestly don't know what they did with that.
Okay, yeah.
That might have got tossed. I really don't know.
Yeah. No, I didn't get a chance to taste that either, but I'm sure it would have been fine.
Yeah, I think it was just there more for like the
visual,
the effect of it and stuff. But,
no, it was real good. And then some of the other stuff that they had cooked up, I think it was Brandon had the
burnt ends,
the
poor man's
burnt ends with sausage instead of brisket or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Seasoned it up real nice with some different seasonings that they have in the store, and then some of our sticky fire hot sauce and spicy marinade. Real good.
Yeah.
That was a crowd pleaser.
It sure was, yeah.
People kept coming back for that.
Yeah.
And then, they were doing the hand style homemade pizzas there in the pizza oven.
Yeah, those guys had their own restaurant too.
Yeah.
Where they knew what they were doing. Yeah. But they did say too, it was their first time like using that pellet like style pizza cooker like that. And which was awesome, man. I mean, that's again good for them. They're out there trying something new, working on this pizza cooker that they've never cooked on this before, and they got up to the temp that they wanted. This one is a lot hotter. I think that they were cooking around like 700-800.
Yeah, it was getting up there.
But I mean, it was done in like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
so
I think they said 90 seconds was when it was
kind of.
So it's called an uni.
Yep.
Uni pizza oven, and they have multiple. What they were using the pellet style, the gravity fed pellet style, where they're just putting the pellets in there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, they did a fantastic job too. I mean, we were eating good all day.
Yeah. They had another gas, or was it the gas Weber? No, it was the pellet. They had a pellet Weber going. Mm-hmm. And they had a couple of rotisserie Cornish game hens going on that too. Yeah. But they didn't really pull those off. That was just more for show. Yeah. By the end of the day, they looked.
They were done. Well done. Yeah.
A little dried out, but that was again just to kind of show the demo on that.
Yep.
So
yeah, no, it was a good time. It's
a great time.
Definitely a first for us doing the Gator, or being a part of that.
Yeah,
cook,
just getting
the
to
Gator.
See it was awesome.
Joe and his team, full credit to them for
absolutely
taking that on and doing that and letting us be a part of that. That was awesome. We definitely learned a lot just by being there. And it'll probably be something maybe we try again here sometime. But if you're looking to do a Gator, honestly, it seems more complicated than it needs to be. But yeah, it was from what we understood and what we saw, pretty simple to do.
Yeah. So, great at family reunions, events, stuff like that. Just highly recommend it. Just again, do your homework a bit. So, Greg, what would you say is kind of on your list as like something unique, something rare, kind of cool like that you would want to do besides the venison roast?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. We
did the pig, man.
We did the pig roast.
We had that on our list. That was a big one, man.
Yeah, I'd probably like to do that again. Try it again. Mm-hmm. Let's see. There's one that I've been looking at a little bit. The trash can, using the trash can and the steaks. So you put what was it? Either a turkey or you get some chickens and stuff. You put the steak in the ground. You put the turkeys on there, the chickens on there, and then you put the trash can over it. Obviously, aluminum trash can,
not the plastic.
Right. And
it's another great tip from Greg.
Yeah, you're putting the coals underneath on the ground, and then also on top.
Okay.
So it's basically an oven.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But just a different style.
Yeah. So. No, my brother-in-law Pat, he did a pig like that, similar to like that, where it came in a big box.
Yeah.
And, you had coals, down around the inside.
Yeah.
And then also you put a bunch right on top.
Yeah.
Just let it ride for a while.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's something I'd like to try eventually. Mm-hmm. I don't know what type of meat or anything like I do with that, but a style of cooking, that was probably what I'd try and do. Maybe, get a turkey, big turkey or some chickens. Whole
probably
chickens.
Take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, chickens would be a good one to start off with. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing expensive where you might ruin it.
Yeah. It's halfway through you lift it up and it's on the ground or something. Half of it's burnt.
Yeah. What about you?
Man, I know we joked about it in the car. You mentioned a camel.
Oh, camel, yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to roll with.
No,
it threw me off. But I honestly, man, kind of always had the pig on the bucket list.
Yeah.
And we were able to cross that off last year. And it was, it's funny because I asked Joe the same question. Like, well, Joe, now that you did the Gator, what's next? And he's like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of what comes up.
Yeah. Just kind of what comes up, man. But I don't know. I don't know if, I know that we said at the appreciation event, last year we had for, friends, family, and, people that we invited out, we mentioned doing a whole cow at the next one.
That probably take like 2 days to do a whole cow, man.
Yeah. But that was obviously a joke. But,
right.
Yeah. So as far as, something crazy to cook, man. Maybe I've done kind of like lobsters in the past, but never like just kind of like the tails.
Yeah.
So maybe a full blown,
Okay.
lobster. Give it a go.
Yeah.
And just kind of see how it turns out, depending on the prices, obviously.
Right.
Hopefully maybe we can find a sale and give it a go.
Oh, sure.
Or we find one.
Yeah.
Lake Michigan.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of different types of things out there that we don't even know about, probably, that we could probably smoke. So if you have any ideas for us, shoot them our way.
Yeah, I'd love to give it a try.
I mean, obviously you can always find us, go out to the website, burnpitbbq.com, and shoot us a message there, or you can find us on Facebook or Instagram and just send us a message of what you think we should do. Maybe unique and maybe regional, something that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I think we'll wrap that one up. Any cooks you got on your mind coming up?
Again, starting to get kind of a little bit busier. But want to do some burgers this weekend. It's big on the list. I don't know why. Just haven't had one in a while. Been busy with other things like other cooks and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, want to take it back a step and just get some burgers. Might try some out, might stuff them a bit, or throw some cheese cubes in there. Not really sure yet. I'll make sure to let you know after I do it. What about you? What do we got on the menu, Greg?
Yeah, so we, me and the two older boys are going to the Brewer game.
Oh man, perfect. We just talked about tailgating. Look at that, set you up for success.
Yeah,
huh?
And we just talked about some beer brats.
There you go.
In our blog on our website. So I'm gonna probably pick up some brats, and we're probably gonna do some sausages there and hang out a little bit before we go into the game.
Nice, nice, man. You'll have to. I mean, like I said, try poking
them a little bit,
the skewer and stuff.
Yeah.
You cook it if it's hot and fast enough and stuff. Yeah, you're not losing a ton of that.
Right.
Definitely something new. I would highly recommend it. So looking forward to it, man. I hope you enjoy the game.
Yeah, hopefully it's good. Hopefully we'll bring home a win on that day.
Nice.
But all right, man. Well, this was a good episode. I had a lot of fun doing that Gator, man. Again, we want to thank Joe and his staff and Brandon over there at Rosman's True Value in Muskego for inviting us out and let us be a part of that cook. That was awesome. And we hope to get back out there soon to maybe do some events and that kind of stuff. But yeah, we appreciate everybody listening, sharing, liking, subscribing this podcast. We continue to grow each week, and that's a testament to the listeners that we have. So we appreciate you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everyone for joining us. This will probably be the last one we do in the morning, so we can enjoy some beers for a good cause and drink with all of you. So So again, thanks for subscribing, listening, and putting up with us week in and week out. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we hit the 20-week mark last week, so this is number 21.
Man,
can you imagine that?
No, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Yeah, a couple guys with a couple microphones in the basement.
Yep.
All right. Well, we appreciate you all. Hopefully, you have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Take it easy.
Cheers.